This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Lawmakers in Harrisburg recognize a former Hazleton mayor. Good evening and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Lisa Sugart, sitting in for Ken Cara. Janine Mazurkevich will join us a little later with her weekly feature, Care for Kids. Now, before we get to that special honor in Harrisburg today, we do begin tonight with headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Police in McAdoo are investigating an attack this morning in that borough. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, one man was taken to Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, after being attacked with a baseball bat. Police have not released the identity of the victim or his condition. The incident happened in the area of Kennedy Drive and Blaine Street just after 2 a.m. Police have described the attacker as white, skinny, standing about 5 foot 10 inches tall, with dark hair and a goatee, possibly in his 30s. Anyone with any information is asked to call McAdoo Police. That number is 570-929-2590. Hazleton police are investigating another armed robbery. It happened just after 9 p.m. last night at the Heights Easy Stop on South Poplar Street. While police have released few details, they did tell us that 3 people entered the Easy Stop and took an undetermined amount of cash and other items. No one was injured during the robbery, and there was no word on what type of weapon was used. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police by dialing 911. Meanwhile, West Hazleton police have arrested a homeless man in connection with a home invasion earlier this month. Police charged 20-year-old Dennis S. Fisher, with no permanent address, with burglary, aggravated assault, robbery, and more in connection with the September 5th home invasion at 126 Webster Avenue. Police said at that time that they found 69-year-old Rosemary Tomko sitting in her kitchen with facial injuries. She said 2 men forcibly entered her home through the basement, and when they encountered her, they struck her in the head and facial area with a blunt object, then ransacked her bedroom looking for money. According to police, Fisher, along with co-conspirator Amir Edwards of Hazleton, had learned that a man who often stays with the victim was away and that she would be alone. Edwards is currently lodged in the Luzerne County Prison without bail. He is charged in connection with the Hazleton stabbing death of Zachary Richards. Fisher was remanded to the prison, unable to post $150,000 straight cash bail. A special tribute yesterday in the state capitol. Applause rang out yesterday in the State House of Representatives as lawmakers honored a former Hazleton official. Calling him one of her political mentors, State Representative Tara Toohill honored the memory of former Hazleton Mayor John Ford. Toohill is sponsor of House Resolution 944, which offers condolences to the family of John Ford, who passed away in May. Several family members and friends were present for the occasion. Representative Toohill explained how Ford achieved the American dream, owning 2 businesses and representing the city he loved.
Mayor Ford worked tirelessly for the betterment of the city, and his major accomplishments include the revitalization of Columbus Park, the reinvention of the bus transportation system, and the preservation of historic landmarks. Mayor Ford is remembered fondly for his community-minded spirit and generosity. He was a true gentleman who loved his family, his church, and his hometown.
While his wife Rose was unable to attend the ceremony yesterday, Representative Toohill read from a letter that she received from Mrs. Ford.
She stated about her husband, while he walked the highest corridors of government with presidents, senators, representatives, and governors, ever ready to offer his counsel and support, John remained a humble and quiet man, never seeking the accolades and honors afforded to those who expend their lives in public service. She wrote, "He was a man who came from simple beginnings, and he not only believed in the American dream, but made it a reality through hard work, diligence, and a determined spirit."
The resolution honoring the former mayor did pass unanimously. Well, last night marked the first of 3 debates between Governor Tom Corbett and his Democratic challenger, Tom Wolf. The event was held before the annual dinner of the Pennsylvania Chamber of Business and Industry at the Hershey Lodge. The debate was carried live on PCN and also broadcast on WILK News Radio. The first question posed to both men dealt with their ongoing commercial TV battle over education. Wolf said Corbett has cut education, and Corbett said that is not the case.
Well, my point is that we have actually seen real cutbacks in education. And under this administration, we can talk about whatever we want in terms of statistics. Again, I'm a graduate of MIT, so that would be fine with me. But just look at what we see all around us, at least in my area. We see educators who've been laid off. 27,000 educators have lost their jobs. We see class sizes that have increased. Property taxes have gone through the roof. In my area, we have services that have been cut. Parents are even having to pay fees, so that their children can participate in extracurricular sports. We can talk about statistics all we want, but education has been cut. We are not doing a good job in following through on the promise we make in our Constitution to deliver a thorough and efficient system of public education. We need to do that.
Now, it is clear, and he doesn't want to talk about statistics, that the cut to education occurred in the administration before me. But Mr. Wolf's supporters and the public sector unions, particularly the teachers' unions, have spent millions of dollars putting out the lie that I cut education. I didn't. And even now, the newspapers, even the Philadelphia Inquirer, has admitted that we didn't. But it's how you do it. How do you reform it? And I'm sure we're going to have more time to talk about this, Dennis, because education is such a big part of this. But we have already begun that reform by two little steps. First step, a better teacher evaluation system, better than the old satisfactory or unsatisfactory. And as a result of that, a better education, a better report on administrators. And now we're able to, with the profiles that we've created for schools here in Pennsylvania, be able to tell whether those schools are performing and how they are performing. Because once you have metrics, you can determine how you need to spend the money. And that's what we're doing.
Now, two more debates are scheduled, October 1st in Philadelphia and October 8th in Wilkinsburg. Meanwhile, polls have shown Corbett trailing Wolf. To date, no elected governor has lost a bid for a second term. And that is a look at tonight's headlines. Coming up, you are invited to take part in a special race, all to benefit children with cancer. And a new event called a Swing and Brew. A representative from Community Services for Sight will be here with all the details coming up on FYI.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
It's Tuesday in your community, caring for kids here on FYI, and today we're focusing, I should say, on Casa of Luzerne County, and the executive director is with us now, and that is Rich Pius. Thank you so much for being on FYI with us today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
All right, so there are many entities that come into play when we're dealing with children and foster care, adoption, emergency placement. Where does Casa fit in? What is Casa?
Casa stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates. So what we do is we have a number of trained adult volunteers. They are trained in how to handle children in the child welfare system who have been abused and neglected and find themselves there due to no fault of their own. We're all sworn in by the judge, and we represent the best interest of a child directly to the judge and the court alone. So we work one-on-one, one trained advocate with one child or one sibling group, and we get to know them. We meet these children where they are. We get a trust bond, a love bond. We have a fund where we can supply their immediate needs, whatever it could be, from a bicycle to a winter coat to diapers sometimes. We have, for example, a 16-year-old girl in our system with a young baby, and when our Casa was assigned to her, she had but one diaper left and had been moved twice. So we were able to get her all the medical supplies, the clothing mom needs and that the baby needs, and then begin to report back to children and youth on what we can do to make her life better, and back to the judge to say, how can we get her to a permanent loving home quicker? But you need that one-on-one bond. That's what we do.
Now, Casa is a 501c3, which is a nonprofit. So how do you get your funding?
Oh, we have to do things like our superhero run, and we have to raise money through various events. We go for grants and things like that. So we're obviously always looking for donations and grantors. But we have a number of special events that we do. We just had a special day at Jolie Health and Beauty Academy. So where you come in and get your hair done and everything done, and they gave all the money to us so that we could help these kids.
All right. How many people, or I should say children, do you help each year? And there is a limited number of Casa employees, correct?
Well, yes. What we have is we right now have about 30 Casa workers in the system. Now, again, these are independent volunteers that are trained, and they're servicing about 55 or 60 children. Now, remember, we have 500 children in Luzerne County alone in the child welfare system. And to represent them, there's a position that's paid. It's called a guardian ad litem. Those are the attorneys who represent children in court. For the 500 kids, there are four in Luzerne County.
So there definitely is a need.
There is a need. So we have 30. We have classes about 3 or 4 times a year where we train more advocates. You can reach out to us, LuzerneCasa.org, find out when the next training class is. Come on, get on board. And people say, well, can I work? I'm too old. Yes, you can have a job. Yes, no, you're not too old. We have a 90-year-old Casa and a 21-year-old Casa. We'll match you with a child that fits what you do, what your skill set is, how much time you have, and we'll work with you from there.
Very good. If you want any more information, check out the website. Rich, thank you so much for joining us here on FYI. The phone number to call is 570-855-2247. We'll see you next week in your community.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Here's the latest weather forecast from the National Weather Service. For tonight, mostly clear skies, our low getting down to 46 degrees. Tomorrow, beginning our extended forecast, plenty of sunshine, temperatures up around 67 degrees. A slight chance of rain Wednesday night after 2 a.m. Otherwise, increasing clouds with a low around 50. Thursday, there is a slight chance of rain, but mostly cloudy with a high of 67. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low getting down to 48 degrees. Friday looks terrific, sunshine with a high of 72, and clear skies Friday night with a low of 50, and more of the same on Saturday. Plenty of sunshine, high of 74. Saturday night, clear skies with a low getting down to 51 degrees. Today, we're here to tell you about a fun event. It's a kind of a different twist on a usual type of fundraiser. You've heard of many golf tournaments, but this one is rather unique, and it's all going to benefit Community Services for Sight. And here to tell us all about it today is Joe Ersta, who is a member of the Board of Directors for Community Services for Sight. Joe, this is called the Swing and Brew for Sight. Yeah. So I understand you came up with the idea.
Well, yeah, it's sort of my brainchild. I had this idea of getting some breweries, local breweries together, and getting together on a fall day, coming to Sugarloaf Golf Course, and making some money for people who need it. And what we're going to do is we're not going to golf 18 holes. We're only going to golf 9 holes. And there's going to be a little twist, which we'll save for the day of. But you also don't have to be a golfer. You could come to this event and just taste the beers. You can come and have dinner, walk along the course on a beautiful fall day. It's only $35. And if you want to play golf, it's only $50. So it should be interesting. It won't take a long time. We're thinking it's going to be, it's on October 10th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We think it's going to go from like 3 to 8, 5 hours. And all the proceeds, of course, will benefit the Community Services for Sight, Luzerne, Carbon, and Schuylkill counties.
Now, you've been involved with this organization for many years, a past president of the group as well. Yeah. Why is the money so desperately needed from this golf tournament for the group?
Well, as you know, all funds are being cut nationwide. It seems as though they're taking money from people who need it and giving it to, it's going to different places that really don't need it. But our funds have been cut. We had to move our facility. We have to make some money in order to stay alive. And the things that we do are just phenomenal. Lori Lasant, of course, is the president and CEO. She's at a screening right now. There are so many families in these counties that are desperate for help, and this money will go a long way for screenings, for eye testing, for going to schools and helping the children out. So it's just something that we have to do. We've got to pull together and, try to keep the organization going.
All right. Well, it's a very worthy organization, Community Services for Sight. And if you're interested in taking part in this exciting Swing and Brew for Sight 2014, Friday, October 10th at 3 o'clock at Sugarloaf Golf Club with many local breweries, a 9-hole, 4-person scramble. Joe, if they want to sign up, what do they do?
All they have to do is fill out a form. There's forms all over the place. They could just send their check into the Community Services for Sight, or they can certainly get a hold of me any which way. My number is 570-279-6182. You can call me and let me know that you want to help. We'll take any kind of donations. We are taking sponsorships as well, if that can be done. Anything that you could do, please get in touch with me. Lori, send a check into the Community Services for Sight. We'd be glad to take it for sure.
All right, very well said. Come on out and help Community Services for Sight, a really good cause and a really unique event, so we hope a lot of people will sign up and help. Turning our attention to the community calendar this evening, an Apple Fest will take place on October 18th at Christ Lutheran Church in Cunningham. The annual event features a huge flea market, antique sale, tricky trays, crafts, a quilt raffle, homemade foods, barbecue, soup, halushki, sausage and peppers, the list goes on, plus homemade baked goods, and of course, apple pies, apple dumplings, apple cakes. Admission is free. For more information, you can contact 570-788-4219. It's always a wonderful event in Cunningham. Time now to see if you had the winning lottery numbers. Here are your midday numbers for the Pennsylvania Lottery. The Daily 183, the Big 4 8702, Quinto 94278, and Treasure Hunt 13, 16, 19, 22, and 29. Sports is next on FYI.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
Every year, Penn State's Dance Marathon raises millions for the Four Diamonds Fund at the Hershey Medical Center, helping families and children affected with cancer. All of the Commonwealth campuses help out as well, including Penn State Hazleton, and they're having a big event where you can come out and support Thon. It's the Thon 5K. It is a race. And first off, Sabrina Krupko, who I'm with right now, you're with Thon, and that's a sweet shirt. Where did you get that from?
I got this up at State College, actually. I'm not sure which store it was, but I got it up at State College. It's Jopa. I love Jopa. So.
There we go. We'll start with that. Now, I went to school here at Penn State Hazleton. It's a hilly campus, but I have good news. You don't have to run up the major hill in the front of campus, right? This is Emily Harding. You did the race last year. Talk about the course a little bit.
All right. Well, you run up the front of campus, and then you run up the big hill, and you basically run around the soccer fields, back in the woods a little bit. It's a little traily, and then you come back out onto the main road, and you do 2 laps. And it's just a great event, and it doesn't take too long, and then you get breakfast.
Now, you said the big hill, but would you say it's better running up the hill in the back of campus than
the
front?
It's a very slight incline, and then it's all flat, and then it's nice downhill.
All right, and Sabrina, where people, when they come here that day, there's a breakfast, where can they sign up? Give us some of those details.
You can sign up on neparunner.com or the Valley Running Club, their website. You can sign up here when you, it's a walk-in registration, registration when you get here. Those are the 3 main ways to do it. So.
And the date is September 28th?
Yes, Sunday, September 28th.
So you can register that day as well. And why did you guys, you're sophomores this year, why did you get involved with Thon? What made you want to get involved with the organization?
Well, my best friend's little sister has cancer, so I'm very, very close with the family, and I've actually gone to Thon 3 times, and it's just a great organization, and it really, really helps them. They are so thankful to have Thon pay for the cost of cancer, basically.
So their child is a Four Diamonds?
Yes, she is a Four Diamonds child. She's doing very, very well. She's actually recovering. She's growing her hair back, and she's just enjoying life, and she absolutely loves anyone involved with Thon, and she loves everyone.
Tell us a little bit more information that you want to get out there about the race, Sabrina, or can I walk it if I want to?
Oh, absolutely. You can walk the 5K. There's also a relay option for the 5K. We also do a 1-mile race for kids 12 and under, and we call it a cub run. It's for kids 4 and under, and it's a 100-yard dash, and there's different prices for the 5K and for the mile, but that's all included. That's all on the registration form. It's very easy to read.
And if you sign up, you do get a t-shirt while they last, I guess.
Yes. You get a t-shirt when you sign up, you get breakfast, and you get creamery ice cream, which I think that's probably the best part.
It's always a great deal. I know Penn Staters always want another Penn State t-shirt. I probably won't have Joe Paterno on it, which, I mean, but still, it'll be very cool. So come out, and you can help the Penn State Hazelton-thon throughout the year. You guys, I guess, will be canning and doing other activities as well.
We actually, our next event that we're holding is going to be our Coach Bingo, which is going to be October 5th. That's one of our really big fundraisers that helps us out a lot with our total at the end. And then we're going to be canning throughout the year, and we do a lot of stuff for the students on campus, which also help fundraise. So we'll be doing a lot.
And Emily, last thing I want to ask you, this is a beautiful campus up here. People might not realize it in the area. How much do you get to see as you're running around?
You get to see everything. You see the entire campus. You even go back into the soccer fields, and those are beautiful. You don't get to see the main walk, but you can always walk around and see that afterward.
So come out, take advantage of it. It's the Thon 5K at Penn State Hazelton. Happy Wing Night. It's Wing Night at Bottlenecks. Get $2 off your order of wings or all-you-can-eat wings and boneless wings for only $14.95. Bottlenecks wings are voted best wings in the area year after year.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 11th birthday to Alyssa Mazurkevich. Love from Mom, Dad, Mason, family, friends, and all of us here at SSPTV. Another happy 11th birthday goes out to Brandon Clymer of Freeland. He celebrates today. Love from Nanny, Mommy, Daddy, and sisters. Happy birthday, Jackie Berger. Love from your family. And one more quick announcement, the Hazelton Art League will be holding a celebration of Sophia Bjork on Friday, September 26th from 6 to 8 p.m. The show will remain open Saturdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. For more information, please call 570-454-0092. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Donald F. Johnson of Hazelton. Funeral is Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Tuesday from 6 to 9 p.m. Joseph E. Grzenda of McAdoo. Funeral arrangements will be announced by the Stanley E. Analowski Funeral Home. Thomas J. Charnigo of Freeland. Memorial will be held Thursday at 9:30 a.m. in the Immaculate Conception Parish at St. Anne's Church. Friends may call Thursday from 9 to 9:30. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Carolyn P. Barry of Beaver Meadows. Arrangements will be announced by the Turnbach Funeral Home. And Joseph Stanley Kmetz of Hazelton. The Cropton Hughes Funeral Home assisted the family with the arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Joseph Ritz of Hazel Township. Joseph, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
Thank you for watching tonight. Please keep in mind if there are any new developments in the search for Eric Frayne, we will of course post them to our Facebook page, and also you can go to our media partner, StandardSpeaker.com, and their Facebook page as well. We will keep you up to date. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.